And welcome back. We are here in Miami, and these are going to be the don'ts, things that you shouldn't do in Miami so that you have a good trip. So number one, don't forget to check your bill at restaurants and bars. Sometimes they add a 20% tip already. They call it a service charge. And they kind of make you feel bad. They're saying like, well, we have to split this up against everybody. They kind of give you like a little explanation, but they do put sometimes up to 20% tip already. Lots of places do this. So the other thing is, don't expect the service to be great. Keep that in mind. They kind of just come and check on you every now and then, if that, when you order food. But once you do, that's it. They're done. They're done with you. Next one is, don't do bottle service at the cabanas or some of the bars. They would charge way too much. They're going to come and say like 2 for 1 or a three beer deal or whatever. Ask them the price first. They're going to say, do you want a medium or a large? Ask the price. You can possibly pay about $40 for 2 beers. So be sure to check when you ask. Now, don't get me wrong. The alcohol, the food, everything is great. But you could end up paying well over $100 for 2 people for a couple beers and a meal. So make sure you check. The next one is, don't look to buy alcohol after 8 p.m. at night. CVS and some of the stores will not sell it. They will stop selling it around that time because they want you to spend money at the bars. It makes sense. They want you to pump their economy up a little bit, so they're not going to sell you alcohol. So if you're going to buy some, buy it earlier. Just keep that in mind. Next one is, don't think South Beach is like Miami. It's close, but it's not the same place. 2 different locations. Also, South Beach is not just Miami. A lot of people say like, oh yeah, I want to go to Miami. Where are you gonna go? Oh, South Beach. Like that's Miami. It's like there's so much stuff to do in Miami. South Beach is great too, but there's so many things to explore outside of South Beach. So it's fun. They have tons of places. The Cuban neighborhood, Little Havana. Great food there. Downtown has some amazing museums. They also have like baseball games. They have the basketball, the concerts. So don't think it's like a party place like all the time when you're here. If you're gonna look for the party stuff, then you'll find it. But just keep that in mind. Next one is, don't come during July or August. I don't mind the humidity, so for me it's actually kind of nice, but that's actually the worst time to come. A couple reasons. One, extremely hot, of course, like I just said, the humidity. And 2, it's the busiest time of year. A lot of tourist people, a lot of things get hiked up, prices, stuff like that. So it gets pretty pricey here. December through May is the best time of year because it's not too bad on humidity. Also, before I forget, hurricane season is between July to October. So if you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come during summertime, July is gonna be great. You could be stuck inside of a hurricane, a lot of rain. So plan for it. Next one is, don't drive in Miami if you don't have to. I got a car because I wanted to go to Key West. So you need a car to do that because that's about a 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive. But honestly, in Miami, you could Uber or taxi everywhere. And depending on where you stay, you could probably walk to a lot of these places. You could do a rental, some kind of rental of a like scooter or anything like that. They have those little slingshots and stuff, so it's pretty neat. But if you do rent a car, just keep in mind, you're gonna have to pay for parking wherever you're at. They charge parking everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So if you don't mind paying for parking and driving all over the place and trying to figure all that out, that's fine. If you do end up getting a rental or drive in, make sure to be smart and not leave valuables in plain sight. You don't want someone to break in and steal all your stuff, and now you have to figure out with insurance and replacing your valuables. So, it's just a smart thing to do. The next thing is, don't forget your sunscreen, sunblock. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Even if it's cloudy, it can be very dangerous and you could burn up really fast. You might not feel it, but later on during the day when you look like the lobster and it hurts, I've seen a lot of people here at nighttime going to dinner and they're just bright red. So yeah, keep that in mind. I normally don't burn and I live in California, but sometimes if it's hot, it can intensify the sun rays. So just be safe. Next one is, don't skip out on Little Havana for the Cuban culture. They have amazing food, music. People are amazing, nice and friendly. The environment is great. Calle Ocho is so much fun. That was probably like one of the highlights of the trip, just because of how good the food was, how nice the people were. They have bars, restaurants, souvenirs, ice cream, cigars. They had like an outside concert. Like they had like a Salvadorian thing that was going on. That was actually really, really cool. So they have buses, trolleys, and some trains. So some are even free and can get you from place to place. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, last thing is have fun. You're on vacation. Like, you're here, enjoy it. And yeah, when you're out here like exploring stuff, do some research when you come too, because that's the biggest thing. A lot of people like to come here and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna wing it. And then when you leave, you're like, oh, I should have done this. If you're one of those people that don't like to plan, just do some research, so that way you don't leave things out. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did I miss any don'ts while you're here in Miami? So yeah, with all that being said, you guys take care of each other. See you guys in the next one.